Yo, so Dave Chappelle did an SNL monologue not too long ago, in which he addressed Kyrie Irving and Kanye and Trump and a whole lot of stuff. And quick PSA before we get into the deeper topic, I just want to say if Black folk history was not erased, then we wouldn't have to go searching for it. We don't only lost people who don't know our heritage. We don't know exactly where we come from, our ancestry. We don't know if we were here. There are a lot of theories. Some people say we were here before the settlers arrived. Some of history says we were snatched away from Africa, our homeland, by white folks to come here and be in slavery. Some of history also says we were sold into slavery by our own people. Some people say what the Hebrew Israelites say and what Kyrie posted in that documentary. It's a lot of theories. But I just want to say, if our history was not erased, then we would not have to go searching for it. So back to our regularly scheduled program, and Dave did the SNL monologue, and you just got to wonder, are they going to turn on Dave now? Because the Anti-Defamation League has since posted this. We shouldn't expect Dave Chappelle to serve as society's moral compass, but disturbing to see SNL not just normalize, but popularize anti-Samsonitism, as I say, said ADL Chief Jonathan Greenblatt. Why are you know who-ish people sensitivities denied or diminished at almost every turn? Why does our trauma trigger applause? Greenblatt wrote. But just so you know, the whole community doesn't feel this way. There's plenty of people that posted like, hey, I'm of this community and I'm fine with it. It was funny. It was hilarious. What are we tripping over? And that's what I'm saying. It's like Dave spent some time, and I'm about to show you some of what he said. He spent a lot of time, I would assume, being very meticulous in the words that he chose to try to get his point across, to still have it be funny, and to still appease everyone and satisfy everyone's point of view. Still, you can't please everybody, but somebody always got something to say. But I'm going to play just a couple clips of what Dave was saying.
The show business rules. It's just a rule. You know, the rules of perception. If they're black, then it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. But if they're just, it's a coincidence, and you should never speak about it.
See, that was a great joke, because it's like when it comes to this specific group, it's like you can't make any type of assumption about anything that they do in their lives. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to take race out of it. I'm going to just say, if I'm looking for a wife, it would be a good assumption, a good thing to assume that picking a girl that does porn is probably not a good place to start. Ladies, I'm going to put it the same way with you. If you was looking for a husband, a porn star would probably not be a great place to start for that. I'm just saying. He puts it in perspective in the joke.
Kanye got in so much trouble, Kyrie got in trouble. Kyrie Irving posted a link to a movie that he had seen on Amazon. No caption on the post or nothing like that. But apparently this movie had some, I don't know, anti-Semitic tropes or something. And it was some weird title like From Hebrew to Negro or something. And the NBA told me he should apologize. And he was slow to apologize. And then the list of demands to get back in their good graces got longer and longer. And this is where, you know, I draw the line. I know that these people have been through terrible things all over the world, but you can't blame that on black Americans. You just can't. You know what I mean? Thanks to the one person that said
Sorry, quiet they got on that part. No, Dave, we can always find room to blame a black person, okay? Better watch your words right now, Dave.
A fair punishment would be you should just post a link to Schindler's List and y'all write your own captions. Kyrie Irving's blacks was nowhere near the Holocaust. In fact, he's not even certain it existed.
So here is where some of the stuff gets weird. He makes a joke about did it exist or whatever, but I think someone mentioned in the documentary that it's not that they say it doesn't exist, it's that they may have had a discrepancy or a different estimation of the number of people that died in this horrible occasion. And the number that has been stated, as far as we know, is 6 million. And I guess in the documentary, that number was deemed to be smaller, which then sparks people to say that's anti-Samsonite and all this other stuff. Listen, it's just, very irritating because, see, when this happens to black folks, we don't get the same uproar as they're getting here, right? Most times we even make noise about slavery and what black folk went through, and it's not to diminish what they went through as well, but to discuss my history. When we discuss it, it's usually like, oh well, we didn't do that to you today. I'm not my great grandfather and all of that. We didn't do it. So why are you blaming us? Get over it. And it's like, can you imagine? Can you imagine somebody in this climate right now telling this group of people to get over it? But that's what we're met with. This group of people is getting reparations for what they went through. The alphabet community is getting reparations for what they went through. But yet somehow good old black folk is still like, it's outrageous that we would even bring that up. Ripper what? You know what I'm saying? And then we're once again shamed, like, for even bringing up what happened in history. But when it's on the other foot, somehow it's just a big, I just don't get it.
I don't want y'all to get mad at me. I'm just telling you. I've been in Hollywood. This was just what I saw. It's a lot of just... like a lot. But that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? There's a lot of black people in Ferguson, Missouri. Doesn't mean we run the place.
Now we're getting to another touchy part. And you see how he has to soften the blow by saying, oh, there's a lot of black people in Ferguson. Don't mean we running stuff. Right? Just pay attention.
I could see if you had some kind of issue, you know what I mean? You might go out to Hollywood and you might start connecting some kind of lines, and you could maybe adopt the delusion that they just run show business. It's not a crazy thing to think, but it's a crazy thing to say out loud in a climate like this.
Now, he says it's a delusion, but there's a chart that came out in 2013. Rosenberg and Jamar even discussed this on when they were talking about this whole situation. And Rosenberg said all of it is not true. Some of this chart is not accurate. But for the most part, it is what it is. It's discussing the presidents and CEOs and founders and owners of a lot of entertainment businesses in Hollywood. The chart highlights anyone who is of this community that we're talking about in red, anyone who is gay in green, and anyone who is non-white in blue. And it lists the president, owner, founder, chairman, vice president, and CEOs of so many different companies. It's hard to fit it all on the screen, but take a minute, pause it, and zoom in if you can. Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, ABC News, CBS News, CNN News, Columbia Pictures, DreamWorks Studios, Warner Brothers, ESPN, Fox Network, Washington Post, Nickelodeon Kids, USA Today, Wall Street, Comedy Central, NBC Today, the New York Times, Google. It just goes on and on. The community that we speak of is in red, as I'm showing it here. And you can see the overwhelming majority of what the color of this chart is. The facts are the facts. Certain people own things, certain people don't. I know this. There's no fact saying that black folk own any of this. Besides Byron Allen and Diddy. They're about the only two I know of. So when black folk get to speaking out of turn, sometimes your mic can get cut off. That's all I'm saying.
My first Netflix special, what did I say? I said, I don't want a sneaker deal, because the minute I say something that makes those people mad, they're going to take my sneakers away. And the whole crowd was like, ha, 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 ha. But now you see Kanye walking around L.A. barefoot with his chain out. It shouldn't be this scary to talk about anything. It's making my job incredibly difficult. And to be honest with you, I'm getting sick of talking to a crowd like this. I love you to death. And I thank you for your support. And I hope they don't take anything away from me. Whoever they are.
Dave brings it home again. Great set, you know what I'm saying? Said a lot without saying too much. But I still think the community is going to have a problem with him. Some of them. It's always going to be a few. But I don't think he's going to be canceled. And that's just because of the careful way that he worded it. But this your boy P. Cam. Tell me what you think, what you don't think.